Hello friends, this video on electromagnetic induction part 10 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos till part 9 before going ahead with part 10. Let us look at the third problem, which says that an aircraft with a wingspan of 40 meters. What is a wingspan? Wingspan is the distance. This distance is wingspan. So the an aircraft with a wingspan of 40 meters flies with a speed of 1080 km per hour. So velocity of the aircraft is 1080 km per hour in the eastward direction. That means it moves somewhat like this in the eastward direction at a constant altitude in the northern hemisphere, where the vertical component of Earth's magnetic field is 1.75 into 10 to the power minus 5 Tesla. So find the EMF that develops between the tips of the wings. So this is the same example which I discussed when I was talking about a rod moving inside a magnetic field. So in this case also, this between the wings there is no closed circuit, right? So it is like a rod which is moving inside a magnetic field. So if the aeroplane moves in this magnetic field forever, as it keeps moving, there is an EMF which gets induced between these two tips, which is because of the separation of the charges. Because the charges inside this, they experience magnetic force, therefore a potential gets developed between the two ends of the, between the two tips of the wingspan, right? So now the EMF developed will be nothing but motional EMF, because it arises due to the motion of the conductor or the motion of the aircraft. So E will be equal to BLV. Right? So here V we can convert it into meter per second. So it will be 1080 into 1000 divided by 60 into 60. So this comes out to be 300 meter per second. So what is VB is 1.75 into 10 to the power minus 5. What is L? L is 40 meters. Right? Because see, it is very similar. By looking at the figure also you can see that it is as if a 40 meter long rod is moving inside a magnetic field. So it is like that, right? So you can say this into 40 into velocity is 300. So this comes out to be 0.21 volts. In this case, another interesting thing which is to be remembered is that in this case, this induced EMF cannot be harnessed, right? Because it is not a closed loop. So from an open loop, you cannot harness that EMF. However, it is getting generated because of the electrostatic accumulation of charges at the two ends, but you cannot harness it, because if you try to connect the two ends with a wire, the wire will also move with a velocity V. So that will become equivalent to the scenario of a rectangular loop moving inside the magnetic field. Because if it is a rectangular loop, that loop will not have any induced current when it moves inside the magnetic field. It will have an induced current only at when it is entering the magnetic field and when it is leaving the magnetic field, right? So let us go ahead and look at the next problem. It says that use Lenz's law to determine the direction of induced current in the situations described by the figures. So let us look at the first scenario first. So what is happening in the first case? It says that a wire of irregular shape turning into a circular shape, somewhat like this. So this wire is turning into a shape like this. So that means what is changing here? Your magnetic field is the same. The orientation between magnetic field and area is the same, but your area is increasing, right? So in this case, what is happening? Your area is increasing. So if area is increasing, that means your flux is also increasing. So due to this increase in flux, induced current will be produced. So induced current will be produced in such a way that it opposes the change. What was the change? Increase in flux caused induced current. So induced current will try to decrease the flux, right? So the induced current will try to decrease the flux, right? So how will you decrease the flux? The flux will decrease when your induced flux will be in the opposite direction. I told this before also, right? So that means the induced flux or the induced magnetic field It will be in the upward direction because the already existing magnetic field in the downward direction. So if you want to increase it further, then you should give your induced flux also in the downward direction. But if you want to decrease it, then you should give it in the upward direction. So your magnetic field is in the upward direction. Therefore, your current will be, so if flux is in, if the magnetic field is in upward direction, then all your fingers move in the anti-clockwise direction. So the current will be anti-clockwise. So this would be the direction of current. Now in the second case, what it says that a circular loop being deformed into a narrow straight wire. That means this loop is deformed in such a way that it forms a wire like this. So that means in this case, what is happening? The area is decreasing. So area decreasing means flux is also decreasing. Therefore, induced current will be produced. So induced current, what will it try to do? It will try to oppose the change. That means earlier flux was decreasing. It will try to increase flux. It will try to increase the flux. So in order to increase the flux, what should be the direction of the induced magnetic field? The direction of the induced magnetic field should be in the same direction as the already existing magnetic field. Before it was in the downward direction. So you want to increase it further. So this B should again be in the downward direction. So therefore, what should be the direction of current? Current should be clockwise. So this would be, the clockwise is the direction of current. Right? So this is how you find out or you determine the direction of induced current. So let us go ahead and look at the fifth problem. Here it says that you have a rectangular wire loop of sides 8 centimeters and 2 centimeters with a small cut. So if you see here, this is 8 centimeters and this is 2 centimeters with a small cut, is moving out of a region of uniform magnetic field of magnitude 0.3 Tesla. So this is moving out of the magnetic field. What is the EMF developed across the cut if the velocity of the loop is 1 centimeter per second in a direction normal to the longer side? So direction is normal to the longer side. That means in this direction. So this is the longer side. So normal to the longer side is this direction. So that is why it is moving in this direction. So what are the values that are given? Magnetic field is given as 0.3 Tesla. Length of the loop is given as 8 into 10 to the power minus 2 meters. Breadth of the loop is given as 2 into 10 to the power minus 2 meters. And velocity is given as 1 centimeter per second, that is equal to 10 to the power minus 2 meter per second. So we have to calculate the induced EMF. What is the EMF developed? So in this case, this is the same scenario, that is a loop moving inside and out of the magnetic field. So it is talking about motional EMF, right? So we know that motional EMF is equal to BLV, where B is the magnetic field. What is L? L is the width of the rod or the length of the rod which actually moves out of the field. So in this case, what is that L? In this case, L is in fact this length. In this case, what is your L? L would be this length. So this will be BLV. So that means 0.3 into 8 into 10 to the power minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 2. So this comes out to be 2.4 into 10 to the power minus 4 volts. So this would be the EMF induced when it moves like this. Now for how long does the induced voltage last in this case? So for how long will it last? As long as it does not move out of it completely. This will last only during the moment this loop will be passing through the boundary. Right? So it will last only for the moment till when it covers this much distance. Therefore, time for which it lasts will be equal to the distance covered by time taken is equal to distance covered by velocity. What is the distance covered? This much distance. This distance is b, right? So this will be b divided by velocity. What is b? 2 into 10 to the power minus 2 divided by 10 to the power minus 2. So this is equal to 2 seconds. So this will last for 2 seconds. That means 2 seconds is the time which this loop takes to cover this interface. After that, the entire loop will be out of the magnetic field. Therefore, the induced EMF and induced current will be equal to 0. Now, so we have solved the first part. Now look at the second part. It says that it moves in a direction normal to the shorter side of the loop. That means it moves somewhat like this, right? So in this case, what will happen? Now here also you see, now when it is moving inside the magnetic field completely, there is no induced current. Only when it crosses this interface, only at that time induced current is produced. So in this case, what will be the motional EMF? In this case, motional EMF E will be equal to B into L into V. What is L? L is nothing but this length of the conductor which actually moves through the magnetic field. So here L is not L, instead here it is denoted by B. So this will be B into V. So that is equal to 0.3 into 2 into 10 to the power minus 2 into velocity is 10 to the power minus 2. So this is equal to 0.6 into 10 to the power minus 4 volts. Now in this case, for how much time will it last? Time for which it lasts will be equal to the distance covered. In this case, what is the distance covered? This length. So this length divided by velocity. So length is 8 into 10 to the power minus 2 divided by 10 to the power minus 2. So this comes out to be 8 seconds. Right? So I hope you are gradually understanding the concepts, because whatever I taught you, I am giving problems based on that, so that you get so that your understanding becomes clearer. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.